In the depths of an ancient forgotten land, shrouded in eternal night, Satan sat surrounded by his children. The air was thick with an eerie silence, broken only by the occasional whispers of unseen entities. The place was dark and mysterious, a realm where shadows had their own life, dancing in twisted forms around the Dark Prince and his offspring. Satan, with a sly smile on his face, rose to his feet. "It's time to leave," he said, his voice echoing in the void. As they prepared to depart, Satan's sharp eyes caught sight of a faint, flickering light in the distance. A tent, solitary and humble, stood amidst the darkness. Satan, driven by curiosity, glided silently toward the tent. As he drew nearer, he saw a woman kneeling beside a cow, her hands rhythmically working to milk the animal. The cow was tied to a peg driven deep into the ground, standing obediently as the woman continued her task. The scene was peaceful, the soft glow from a lantern casting long shadows that danced around the tent. Satan watched with interest, noting the tranquility of the moment. His eyes then shifted to the peg that anchored the cow to the ground, a small but crucial detail in this calm setting. With a subtle, almost imperceptible gesture, Satan moved the peg slightly. The cow, sensing the shift, jerked its head up, eyes wide with sudden alarm. It began to pull against its tether, its body tensing with panic. The woman, startled by the cow's abrupt change in behavior, tried to calm it, but the fear had already taken hold of the beast. The cow's agitation grew, its hooves stamping the ground nervously. In its frenzy, the cow's wild thrashing became uncontrollable. The beast reared up, its hooves striking out in all directions. Suddenly, with a violent lurch, the cow overturned and trampled something beneath it. A sharp cry pierced the night, then fell into a horrifying silence. The woman's eyes widened in terror as she realized that her child, who had been playing nearby, lay motionless under the cow's massive body. The child was gone, the innocent life snuffed out in an instant. Grief-stricken and consumed by a blind fury, the woman let out a wail that echoed through the night. Without thinking, she grabbed a knife that lay beside her and lunged at the cow. Her sorrow transformed into rage as she stabbed the animal repeatedly. Each blow was fueled by the unbearable pain of her loss, until the cow collapsed in a lifeless heap, its blood staining the earth beneath it. The tent, once a place of quiet and peace, was now the site of a gruesome tragedy. Moments later, the woman's husband returned. His heart sank as he took in the scene before him. The dead cow, the bloodied knife in his wife's hand, and the lifeless body of their child. Overcome with anger and sorrow, he lashed out, striking his wife across the face. In his rage, he screamed at her, blaming her for the calamity that had befallen them. Words of divorce spilled from his lips in the heat of the moment, severing the bond that had once united them. The woman's family, hearing her cries and seeing the bruises on her face, rushed to her defense. They attacked the husband, their fury ignited by the sight of their beloved daughter, struck down and humiliated. A violent brawl ensued, with fists flying and curses being shouted. Blood was spilled as the husband's family arrived, and what had started as a tragic accident quickly escalated into a full-blown conflict between the two families. As the chaos unfolded beneath the darkened sky, Satan watched from a distance, a sinister satisfaction curling his lips into a smile. His children gathered around him, eager to know what had caused such devastation. One of them, his eyes wide with awe, asked, "Father, what did you do to create such destruction?" Satan looked at his offspring, his smile growing even wider. "Nothing," he replied calmly. "I just moved the peg.